you say to yourself, wow, that's actually one of the best places to really grow. And it's about a little less than 1/2 of an inch to where the window goes. And the window is basically about a 1/2 of an inch inside of this area. But again, as I keep encouraging, keep doing your best to get a feel for it. And there's kind of a crimp in the metal of the engine. If you start looking at it, it actually goes all the way across, right where that happens. And then right in front of the back, some engines it's only in the front, some it's in the back. In this case, it's on the both. There are mirrors. And there's the cab, basically, the cab window. And basically there's the same kinds of latches underneath. And then there's louvres here. These are so the air can kind of breathe into the box. And like, especially when a Canadian National train's going into Memphis or anywhere, you know, where it's going into the warmer country, especially wherever the air needs to breathe on a muggy, humid day, you know, definitely needs cooling. That's what the air filters on the engine are for. And probably right before my next break, we'll do our best to get this engine right to the stage where it needs its trucks. And this one has an air conditioner. Pull away again. There's an air conditioner on its cab. And just like the grills, again, the air conditioner needs a vent on it. And the one thing I found, there's several things, actually. The air conditioner, you can really see the grill on the air conditioner. And even more so than these grills, because it's right on top of the engine. And that brings me to one of my favorite subjects, is what the one place on engines that I would say causes me almost some of the most, you know, stress or whatever, a lot of times is doing the horn, which you would say, we'll save it to last or whatever. But the horn, there's several reasons why the horn is for that same reason, is that actually the horn, it's right on top of the engine. And there's about 2 or 3 reasons why the horn. So actually practicing the horn is actually, that's a great thing to practice, is the horn. Just draw horns and practice horns, because there's several things about it. It's right on top of the engine and it just sticks out. All the rest of the detail on the engine is contained, it gets painted over. The horn, a lot like this air conditioner, basically is right on top, and when it sticks out like that, it's an area, and so many people are so interested in Is it a Leslie horn? Is it a Nathan horn? What kind of horn is on the engine? And if you put the horn up there, it's like, it's a very specific detail to the engine. And also, when you have a roster shot of an engine, sometimes the horn is in the back on modern engines, and where exactly the horn is placed can be a very challenging thing at times to find. And so the horn is actually something where, considering drawing all the rest of the engine, the horn is actually something that I really recommend studying where the horn is on each specific unit, because that's actually a very detailed part of the engine itself, is where the horn is on this engine. And here are the steps. And basically on all modern engines, like I'll erase some of this, because on all modern engines, steps will be painted some form of contrasting color. In the Canadian National case, they're painted yellow. And there's even a bottom part of the step that's white. So you And actually, there's a little bit more detail to the step than I let in here. There's actually and then there's the frame, which the frame on a GP38-2 goes back to about here, and then it notches up, and it goes to about here, and then it notches up. And then there's actually one thing that I realized. Again, see, this is where you'll start to develop your eye for different things. The rear, I just sort of was just putting a basic rear light on this, but actually it has a modified Canadian National. The light on the back is actually different as you look at this. So as you start to notice details like that and you put those on, people will say, wow, you've got a good eye for detail if you put that on. So, okay. And that's what I'm saying about practicing the horns, practicing seeing all that. The more you see all those little details. And like this one, see, actually this one, again, like Canadian National engines very often will have lights in the nose, which this one does. And one of the clues that it's going to have lights in the nose is that it has a bell where the normal where headlights would go on most engines. And then it has the classification lights up there. Okay. So let's wipe the eraser dust off, and then here there's one or two more details. There's just, but we can pretty much come back. I'll put the handrails on in the next video when I start to do the trucks. Okay, thanks a lot. Let's finish this up as part 2. Okay.